and gentlemen, the hunt is on, and that's because the Hunter Manga series has officially returned. After multiple hiatuses and even spawning a 2011 anime adaptation, Hunter has returned to blow our collective minds. Before I go any further into reviewing today's chapter and talking about the pure awesomeness that is the Dark Continent arc, let me just give you my history with the Hunter series. First and foremost, I did not ever read the manga version until I finished the 2011 anime series, and that's because that was the way I was introduced to Hunter in the first place. In fact, a lot of you guys actually introduced me to the show, saying, Corey, this is exactly the type of anime series you've got to check out. The action is great, the story is amazing, and the characters are practically revolutionary. And honestly, I have to agree with you guys. Before even jumping into Hunter, I thought that it was just going to be another Dragon Ball, another One Piece, another Naruto. No, it's so much more than that. A series defined by its characters, who are not stereotypical whatsoever. Hell, the main character, Gon, practically loses every single battle that he's in. He isn't even present in this chapter, and doesn't even have any special powers anymore. So, let me just give you guys kind of a quick little rundown of what's been going on in the Hunter universe, especially if you've only watched the anime version of the series. Currently, at this point, we learn that there is this place known as the Dark Continent, where apparently 200 years ago, this is where the Chimera Ants actually emerged from. They are creatures from this deadly land which is filled to the brim with all types of nasty things, which if you go there, you're pretty much screwed and you're just going to bring about a great calamity. So it only makes sense that the greatest hunters in the world would want to go to this place. And it just so happens that Isaac Netero had a son by the name of Beyond Netero, and he has his own group of cronies who are getting ready to go on a massive expedition to the Dark Continent. And there's a lot of other groups which are getting involved. The Hunter organization, the Zodiacs, Kurapika, all of their groups are getting ready to get involved in this arc, and even Jing himself, the father of Gon, plans on going to this location because basically it's the ultimate thing for an adventurer like him. Some other big events which have gone down are the fact that Pariston and Jing have left the Zodiacs, only to be replaced by Kurapika and Leario of all people. Gon has returned to his homeland, and that brings us to this current arc right here. And this chapter right here is all about Kurapika, and I have to say that after the Chimera Ants arc, getting to see Kurapika come back is a breath of fresh air. Before this big expedition is going to begin, we have to give you a little more backstory on some of the other characters who are appearing in this arc. There is this one kingdom, the kingdom of Kakin, and there's this one guy who has these 14 sons and daughters, princes and princesses, whatever you really want to call them, and they're all very important people, and Kurapika has this plan where he's going to hire some of his old friends to be bodyguards for these princes, because they're trying to get some information out of this one prince who has a name that I'm not even going to try and pronounce. Let's just call him the Fourth Prince, but safe to say, this Fourth Prince is pretty damn freaky. He collects body parts and he's pretty damn disturbing. Kurapika has decided to enlist the help of some of his old friends, such as Izunabe, who actually happens to be his master who taught him some of his nen-based skills. We also get to see the return of Basho, who is the Pompadour badass. We have frickin' Hanzo, the kick-ass ninja from the very first arc of the series, the Hunter exam. That one's pretty frickin' awesome. We also get to see the return of Biscuit, who is just as wily as ever, and I loved that scene where she started to jump down Kurapika's throat in this episode about compensation, and then Kurapika took all of Killua's advice about how to deal with Biscuit by basically just flattering her, and she just completely melts like butter. And we also get to see the return of Melody, a character who has had a very heavy influence on Kurapika and continues to be a part of his core group. So basically what's going down here is they're all going to try and get close to these princes so they can get some information about this fourth prince, so Kurapika can get in close, shake his hand, and get the information that he needs. Towards the end of the chapter, Kurapika and all of his subordinates have officially been hired by these princes, and they go to meet them preemptively, with Kurapika meeting one of the wives of this king, as well as one of the princes, who actually goes by the name of Wobble, who apparently is actually the daughter. While you can tell by the shocked expression that this is not exactly what Kurapika was expecting, he is a man of honor, and he is going to go through with his mission to protect both the mother and the daughter, because there's this big succession war which is ready to go on between all of these different princes as they all get ready to prepare and go into the Dark Continent, so he claims that he will stick by them no matter what. I really can't wait to see how this story is going to be evolving as the arc goes on, but just the fact that Kurapika is involved is fantastic, because honestly I think he's one of the strongest characters from the series, and like halfway through the 2011 anime version, he just sort of like disappears off the face of the series. So to finally bring him back after this long hiatus was really a huge breath of fresh air. But really, it's just amazing to have Hunter x Hunter back. So what's the rundown on this week's chapter of Hunter x Hunter? If you have not been following the manga series, then this chapter is going to be really confusing. A lot of that has to do with the fact that this was an incredibly wordy chapter of Hunter x Hunter. It's one of those chapters that I think you're going to have to read a couple of times, but it's also another one of those chapters that sort of plays to the strengths of Hunter x Hunter, which is the world building and the amazing writing that it has. This is not just a simple anime series where the bad guy is here, he's going to take over the world, so the heroes have to team up and defeat him. There's a lot more going on, a lot of really interesting politics, and little by little, I like how we're always learning just a little bit more about the Hunters Association and all of the bullcrap that they have got to deal with. Not to mention, the Dark Continent arc is an arc that introduces a number of new characters. Just beyond Netero's team is absolutely crazy. They all look crazy. They even have a robot on their team. It's just nuts. And the fact that Jing is also going to be involved in all of this is fantastic. It's only a matter of time before Gon is dragged into all of this. Although, who knows, this is a series that likes to break the mold all the time. There might actually be a point that Gon doesn't even appear in any of the arcs whatsoever, deciding to pull a Kurapika on this one. Maybe they will just decide to focus on him in this arc because he has been on hiatus, so to speak. And really, that's my biggest fear about reading this manga series, is that it's going to go on hiatus again. You can really tell that the author worked his butt off on the dialogue in this chapter. The artwork is also a little bit better. I say that because I watched the anime version first, and then when the anime stopped, I decided to pick up from where it left off, which was basically only about 10 chapters worth of material, but damn was there a lot of material there. And while I did enjoy all of the dialogue, I felt that the artwork was okay at best, really nothing to write home about. And I still have a feeling that is going to be the case, and it does give me hope that if this manga version does continue, eventually we will get to see this animated, and we'll get to see the sequel series to the 2011 Hunter x Hunter anime. That being said, this is an exciting return to an amazingly awesome shonen series, which breaks the mold not only in its storytelling, but with its characters. This is a series which, if you're even remotely interested in action anime, Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto, anything like that, give this series a chance. It's going to blow your mind with its amazing characters and its great storytelling and amazing writing. I recommend actually watching the 2011 anime up to the point that it concludes. Then after that, you should start reading the manga series. It's really the best way, I think, to digest it. The first 2011 anime does skim over some of the events of the first arc of the series, but you're not really missing anything too crazy or important. Really, it gets right to what you need to see, and then as soon as that ends, you're just going to be begging to read the manga version. So I cannot wait to see what else this arc has in store for us. I am really excited for it. I will say this chapter was a little convoluted for people who haven't been reading the manga series for a long time. Hell, I haven't even looked at a chapter of Hunter x Hunter for months. Like, as soon as I watched the anime version, I immediately migrated over to the manga version, and then I read it, and I was done. I was like, okay, that was pretty good, but they clearly ended at a point where they could just keep on going, and finally jumping back into the swing of things this week, I have to admit, was a little difficult. This is a chapter I'm going to have to reread a couple of times, and I might even go back and reread some of those other chapters again so I can have a much firmer understanding of this, because from this point on, I would like to continue to review this series for you guys, because the anime version influenced me so much that I've just got to continue looking at this one. I love it. So Hunter x Hunter is back, hopefully for a while. Hopefully it doesn't go on hiatus again, and we can continue to enjoy this amazingly revolutionary manga series. So check it out, guys. Hunter x Hunter is back from the creator of Yu Yu Hakusho. It is here. Let's just take it for what it is for right now and enjoy it while we have it. I'm not really going to give a score to this week's chapter quite yet. I want to see a couple more of these chapters before I start divvying out some scores, because I have reviewed the Hunter x Hunter anime, but reviewing an anime and reviewing a manga are two very different beasts. And when I read a manga, I always expect to see a lot of really great artwork and crazy action scenes. There was really, like, none of that present in this chapter. This basically just got right into the story, but it did reintroduce some other classic characters that we haven't seen in a long time, and the hype is just real. I'm just excited that it's back. Really, that's my number one feeling about this week's chapter, is that Hunter x Hunter is back. Let's just embrace it, guys. It's really, really good. So, if you are a fan of the Hunter x Hunter manga series, it's back. Make sure to check it out. If you've only watched the anime version, whether it be the old one from the 90s or the brand new adaptation from 2011, try to catch up to the manga series, because this is a story which is definitely worth seeing. So, great chapter of Hunter x Hunter. I really enjoyed it. Kurapika is back, and he's such an awesome character. But I want to hear from you guys. Are you excited that Hunter x Hunter has officially returned? Are you afraid that it's going to go on hiatus again? What did you think of this week's chapter and the brand new story that's going on within the Dark Continent arc? Are you a fan of Kurapika? Who's your favorite character from the series? And what do you want to see from the rest of this brand new arc of Hunter x Hunter and the rest of this series? Please tell me in the comment section below. Have I ever told you guys that you are awesome? Thank you for watching this review. I really appreciate it. Make sure to smash that like button and to share this video with all of your friends. If you would like to, please subscribe to the channel. That way you can see all of our latest anime and manga reviews. And you guys should also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. All that stuff is in the description box below. Thank you guys again for watching, and as always, stay dandy, baby!